Welcome back to the deep dive. Okay, I have a question for you to start things off today. What is the one conversation you have probably had more times than any other conversation in your entire life?
Oh, that's a good one. Um, it's not work, not family. It has to be the weather.
The weather,
It's the
exactly.
universal
It
feelings.
is. It was the elevator pitch of awkward silence. You get in, you see a neighbor, and it's just, hot one today, huh?
Right. Hope the rain stops.
And it's surprisingly bad, right? I mean, considering it affects literally every single one of us, every single day, we are strangely bad at talking about it.
Well, it's functional communication, but it's
Yeah.
very low resolution. You
Yeah.
know, it's binary.
Binary, how so?
It's either hot or cold, wet or dry. It gets the data across, but it completely misses the experience.
Right. It's just data transfer.
Yeah.
And that is why I'm so excited about the source material we are digging into today. We are looking at this really fascinating collection called the Atmospheric Collection, and it's from a broader project called the Word Wardrobe.
The word wardrobe. I love that. I mean, the title alone really sets the stage for what we're doing here.
It does. And the central philosophy of this source is really the hook for me. It's this idea that words are the clothes your thoughts wear.
That is a compelling metaphor. If you think about a raw thought, just, the firing of neurons, the abstract concept, it's essentially naked.
Right. It has no form yet.
And when we speak, we are dressing that thought. We're choosing an outfit for it to go out into the world. And just like with actual clothes, the outfit changes how the world perceives the person inside it.
Exactly. I mean, there is a massive difference between throwing on a pair of old sweatpants versus putting on a tailored tuxedo.
For sure. They both cover you, they both keep you warm, but they signal something completely different.
Precisely. And the argument the word wardrobe makes is that we are chronically underdressing our observations about the world, especially about the weather,
We're sending our thoughts out in rags. It's hot, it's cold.
when we could be styling them with something much more evocative. So today, that's what we're going to do. We're going to style our weather vocabulary. The source calls this the Atmospheric Collection. And before we get into the specific words, the garments on the rack, the text mentions something at the top I think is really important. It says, weather isn't just an external event.
This is critical.
Yeah.
For the listener to really absorb this, we tend to think of weather as scenery. It's just the backdrop to the movie of our lives. But the source argues that weather is actually a dictator. It dictates our mood, our energy, our productivity, how we move through physical space.
Oh, absolutely. I think we've all felt that. You
Right.
wake up, the light is gray and flat, and your energy just tanks before you even get out of bed.
Exactly. Or you step out into crisp, sharp air and you suddenly feel more alert.
But our vocabulary rarely reflects that internal shift. We just say, it's nice or it's bad.
Right. So the mission of this deep dive is to move away from those binaries, hot versus cold, good versus bad, and find words that describe the texture of the air.
The texture of the air. I love that phrasing.
We want to capture the specific feeling of the atmosphere and how it interacts with us.
Okay, so to that end, the source has curated 3 specific words for us, 3 outfits, I guess, for us to try on today. We are going to break down inclement, balmy, and sultry.
3 extremely distinct textures. We're going from, like, the rough to the soothing to the intense.
So let's open the wardrobe. First item on the rack is inclement.
Inclement. Now, this is a word that carries some serious authority. It feels heavy just saying it.
It really does. You don't hear kids saying, Mom, can I go out to play? It's inclement. This feels like a word for adults, official.
Yeah, the source introduces it as the vocabulary for the rough stuff.
And to really get why it feels so heavy, so serious, we have to look at the etymology provided in the text. It comes from the Latin root inclemens.
Right. And clemens implies mildness, placidity, mercy. It's where we get the English word clemency. Like a governor granting clemency to a prisoner.
Oh, okay, I see.
So when you add the prefix in, you are negating that. Inclemens literally translates to unmerciful.
Unmerciful. Wow. That's a lot darker than I was expecting, honestly. When I check my weather app, I'm looking for precipitation percentages, not a lack of mercy from the heavens.
But think about how accurate that feels during a real storm. It's not just that water is falling from the sky, it's the relentlessness of it.
Yeah.
When the wind is whipping your face and the rain is stinging, it doesn't feel like a passive event. It feels like the environment has withdrawn its kindness.
That is such a good point. It feels personal. Like the weather is the antagonist in your story. It's actively fighting you.
Exactly. Now, the source defines it officially as unpleasantly cold or wet, which is accurate. But that root of unmerciful is what gives the word its color.
It personifies the elements. They're harsh, unforgiving.
It tells you that the world outside is not your friend today.
So if we stick to the word wardrobe metaphor, what's the visual for inclement? What are we wearing?
The source is very specific here, and I think it's perfect. Inclement represents the heavy-duty yellow rain slicker and galoshes.
Okay, I can see that immediately. We are not talking about a cute trench coat here.
No, absolutely not.
This is a utility gear.
Think about the material of a yellow slicker.
Yeah.
It's rubbery, stiff, thick. It makes that swishing noise when you move.
It's an impermeable barrier.
A barrier between you and the world.
Yeah.
It's protective armor. You put that on when you have no choice but to go out.
Which matches the vibe of the word the text describes. Serious, sharp, and unforgiving. You don't put on a yellow slicker for brunch.
You put it on because you have to survive the transit from point A to point B.
It implies a battle. And the source makes a really interesting point about the social utility of this word, because it sounds so serious. This is the ultimate word to use when you need to cancel plans.
Right. This is the liability word. Think about the difference. If you tell a friend, I can't come to dinner, it's raining, you sound a little flaky.
A little soft. Oh, you're afraid of a little water.
Exactly. You lose the negotiation. But if you say, I'm not driving tonight, the weather is inclement, that shuts down the argument.
It implies a safety risk.
That the conditions are objectively hostile. It's not your preference. It's the state of the world.
The source has a great example sentence here to illustrate that authority. Due to inclement weather conditions and high winds, the ferry service to the island has been suspended.
It sounds incredibly official, doesn't it? Like a captain speaking over a loudspeaker.
It does. It removes the human element of choice. The captain didn't choose to stop the ferry. The inclement nature of the sea forced his hand.
That's the key takeaway for inclement. It transforms a rainy day into a serious environmental situation. It validates your decision to stay inside.
It's the heavy gear. It's the yellow slicker. But honestly, talking about unmerciful storms and rubber suits is making me a little cold. I think we need to change outfits.
I agree. Let's strip off the yellow slicker and move to something much, much more comfortable.
The next word in the collection is balmy.
Balmy. Just even the phonetics of it, the way it sounds in your mouth is softer. Balmy.
It sounds rounder somehow. And the source positions this as the complete contrast to the harshness of inclement. If inclement is the antagonist, balmy is the relief.
Again, the history of the word does the heavy lifting here. The source connects it directly to the root word balm.
Like a lip balm or tiger balm.
Exactly. A healing ointment. In ancient times, a balm was a fragrant substance used to soothe pain or heal a wound.
Okay.
So when we apply that to the weather, we are saying something really profound. We are saying the air itself acts like a medicine.
That is a beautiful shift in perspective. Instead of the air attacking you, it's healing you.
It's not just pleasant. Pleasant is a weak word. It's a placeholder. Balmy implies a physiological response. The official definition is pleasantly warm, but the subtext is that the air is literally soothing your skin.
I think we often miss that. We say, oh, it's nice out. But balmy suggests the temperature is actively lowering your blood pressure.
It's the air that makes your shoulders drop 2 inches. It just dissolves the tension.
So back to the wardrobe. We've taken off the stiff rubber slicker. What are we putting on to match the texture of balmy?
The source describes this as a light linen button-down.
Oh, yes, that works perfectly. I can feel that on my skin right now.
Think about linen, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a natural fiber. It breathes. It's loose. It doesn't restrict you at all.
And it's so casual. You can't be high stress in linen. It wrinkles if you just look at it wrong. It demands that you relax.
That's the perfect parallel. Balmy weather demands leisure.
Ah.
And the source notes there's a temperature sweet spot with this word.
The Goldilocks zone.
Exactly. Where you don't need a jacket, but you absolutely aren't sweating.
Which is a rare window. Usually you're a little too cold or a little too hot. Balmy is thermal neutrality.
It is. And because it's so rare, the source links this word to specific times of day. A late spring evening, maybe sunset.
The imagery in the source material is really evocative here. It paints this picture of sitting on a porch, watching fireflies emerge from the tall grass.
That is the quintessential balmy moment.
It's interesting because that image implies stillness. Inclement weather is loud wind, rain, thunder. Balmy weather seems quiet.
It's the absence of environmental friction. When the air is balmy, the boundary between your skin and the air It blurs a little bit.
Because the temperatures are so close.
That's why it feels like a linen shirt. It's barely there. You almost forget you're wearing it. It's the kind of weather that makes you want to extend the moment.
You don't want to go inside.
No, you want to linger.
Yeah.
And that's the emotional utility of this word. If inclement is about survival and protection, balmy is about presence and enjoyment.
It tells you everything is okay right now. Relax.
Take a breath.
I wish we could stay in the linen shirt for the rest of the deep dive, honestly. It sounds lovely. But the atmospheric collection has one more item for us. And this one. Well, this one changes the mood significantly.
Yes. We are leaving the comfort zone. Moving from the pleasant to the intense.
The third and final word is sultry.
Sultry. Now, this is a word with a completely different texture.
It feels heavier just saying it. The source defines the basic conditions as hot and humid. But we have plenty of words for hot and humid. Muggy, sticky, sweltering. Why choose sultry?
That is the million-dollar question. Why is sultry in the word wardrobe and muggy isn't? It comes down to connotation. Muggy sounds gross.
Yeah, it sounds like a wet towel.
Exactly. Sultry has an edge to it. The key distinction the source uses is weight. Unlike balmy, which is light and airy, sultry is described as heavy.
The metaphor used is that the heat feels like a damp blanket.
We've all felt that. You walk out the door and it physically hits you. It's oppressive.
It creates a sense of containment. Balmy air moves around you. Sultry air sits on you.
It presses down. But, and this is crucial, the source notes that this isn't necessarily negative. It's atmospheric. There's a drama to it.
Drama is the right word. The source connects sultry to the feeling of tension. It suggests the stillness before a massive thunderstorm.
That waiting feeling. The pressure is building. The ions are charging in the air. It's like static electricity mixed with sweat.
And for the vibe, the source explicitly connects this to a jazz club or a tropical rainforest.
Which implies a certain moodiness, doesn't it? Maybe even a hint of romance or danger. You wouldn't describe a swamp as sultry unless you were trying to make it sound mysterious.
Okay, so let's get to the clothing analogy. We had the yellow slicker for protection, the linen shirt for relaxation. What is the garment for sultry?
The source compares this to a dark silk slip dress.
Okay, now I see why muggy didn't make the cut. A silk slip dress is a very specific image.
It is. Think about silk in the heat. It's beautiful, it's elegant, but it clings.
It sticks to the skin.
Exactly. It doesn't breathe like the linen shirt. It creates an intimacy between the fabric and the body. And that's what sultry weather does. It eliminates personal space. The air is touching you constantly.
That is a really vivid way to put it. It feels invasive, but in a way that can be alluring.
It's why we often use the word sultry to describe a person, not just the weather. A sultry look isn't a sweaty look. It's a look that implies intensity, heat, closeness. It draws you in.
The source provides a scenario to help visualize this. It describes a valley that is still, thick with the scent of blooming jasmine and the threat of rain.
The threat of rain. That is the perfect summary. Sultry is dynamic. It's not static heat. It's heat that is waiting for a release.
It's a scene in a movie right before the plot twist.
Precisely. If Inclement is an action movie and Balmy is a feel-good pastoral movie, Sultry is film noir. It's the setting for secrets.
I love how these words are effectively setting a stage. It's not just about the thermometer reading.
Not at all. A thermometer can read 90 degrees and 80% humidity. But that doesn't tell you if it's a miserable, gross day, that would be muggy, or a mysterious, intense evening. That is sultry.
Your word choice directs the movie in the listener's head. So let's step back and look at the full rack. We have unpacked 3 very different outfits for our thoughts today.
We have the full spectrum of atmospheric pressure, really.
We started with inclement.
The yellow slicker. The word for when the world is unmerciful. It's the armor you wear when the elements are fighting you.
Then we had balmy.
The linen shirt. The healing balm. It's the word for relief, for soft air, for that fleeting moment where everything aligns perfectly. The deep exhale.
And finally, sultry.
The silk dress. The heavy clinging heat. The word that captures tension, humidity, and that thick atmospheric weight before a storm. The word for drama.
It's amazing how much more information we convey just by swapping out bad, nice, and hot.
It comes back to the source's prompt. Speak with style. But I think it's more than just style. It's about clarity of experience.
How so?
Well, the source suggests that these words help describe the human reaction to the weather, not just the weather itself.
Okay.
Think about it. When you say inclement, you are signaling a need for protection. You are saying, I need to hide. When you say balmy, you are signaling relaxation. You're saying, I am open to the world. When you say sultry, you are signaling a state of heightened sensory awareness.
We're describing our relationship with the environment.
Exactly. We are characters in the scene.
Hmm.
And if you use generic words, you are a generic character. If you use specific, textured words, you become the narrator.
You take control of the experience. That is a powerful takeaway. We aren't just reporting the weather, we are framing it.
And practically speaking, for the listener, this is a tool for connection. If you tell someone, it's so sultry out there, you are inviting them into a shared feeling. It creates a stronger bond than just saying, it's really hot, huh?
It elevates the small talk. It turns the elevator conversation into something actually interesting.
Which is a public service, honestly. We could all use better elevator conversations.
Absolutely. So the mission the source gave us, to move from binary descriptions to textual ones, I feel like we have a solid toolkit now.
We do. And it's a practice. You have to catch yourself. The next time you step outside, don't just check the app for the number. Feel the air on your skin. Is it unmerciful? Is it a balm? Is it a blanket?
It's mindfulness through vocabulary.
I like that. Mindfulness through vocabulary.
Well, we have unpacked the wardrobe, examined the fabrics, and hopefully upgraded our weather talk significantly. To recap the 3 key garments from the atmospheric collection, inclement is your stormy, serious reality.
Balmy is your soothing, mild ideal.
And sultry is that heavy, dramatic atmosphere that clings to you.
A complete outfit for any forecast.
I certainly hope that for you listening right now, the forecast remains balmy.
A linen shirt kind of day.
Exactly. I want everyone to have that moment on the porch with the fireflies. But even if the weather turns inclement, at least now you have the authority to call it what it is.
And cancel your plans guilt-free. That is the true gift of the word inclement.
Exactly. Now, before we let you go, there is one final thought the source hints at that I want to leave you with. We have spent this whole time talking about the weather outside, the literal atmosphere.
But the word wardrobe concept is flexible. It applies to more than just meteorology.
It is. So I'm wondering, do we have an internal weather? Can a mood be inclement?
That is a fascinating pivot. Can a conversation be sultry? Can a personality be balmy?
I think they can. I think we all know people who feel like inclement weather, unmerciful and harsh. You need a yellow slicker just to talk to them.
And we know people who feel like a balmy evening, soothing and easy to be around. You can wear your linen shirt around them.
So maybe the challenge for the listener isn't just to label the sky. Maybe it's to look at your own thoughts and feelings today. What are they wearing? Are you storming? Are you healing? Or are you holding tension?
Are my thoughts wearing a rain slicker or a silk dress today? That is a great question to ask yourself in the mirror.
It adds a whole new layer to dressing for success.
It really does.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the atmospheric collection. We hope you found the right fit. Use these words, style your thoughts, and, as the source says,
Speak with style.
see you next time.